Welcome to a very special edition of the Friday Preview, coming to you from, well, Black Caviar actually.
Betfair headquarters.
Betfair headquarters.
Nick Heathcote.
Great to be here.
Great to be here, yeah.
Fresh?
He's been a Racing Rant Punter Show virgin, but cracked it today.
Pops it, yeah.
Yes.
After leading us horribly astray last night.
No, I think it was a good night. It panned out really well.
Awesome night. Guys, you get invited to a Betfair function, go to it, it's good fun.
Gord's been to them all. Hasn't missed one.
I told my missus, seriously, Mark, I told her I'm allowed 2 Betfair functions per year. That's it. Okay? Because
all right, so you've got one in a fortnight's time.
You just move from one to one. The function never ends for you, but you're always last to leave.
I know, that's true.
All right, sorry to rub everyone's noses in it. We are actually here to discuss 3 meetings. We're here to discuss Randwick tomorrow on a true rail with a few features there. Flemington has the Group 1, it's got the Lightning, and Nick, our Melbourne man, is all across that. And a viewer has written in for us to get across the Port Macquarie Country Championship qualifier on Sunday. And I even had Glenn phone in with his thoughts on that one, so we'll get to that at the end.
Big show, big show.
Very big show.
What are we doing, 2 or 3 parts? What's the go?
2 parts.
2 parts.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have Glenn, you know, it won't be that grey, will it?
Well, Jesus Christ, when you're on the show, that's when it's longest.
Yeah.
Glenn and I solid. We can do it in 5 minutes.
All right, okay, so Randwick's on a true rail, it's dry, they're irrigating. The true rail on the last couple of occasions, most recently actually played a bit nasty against the inside, more so because of the nor'easter. Now, the east nor'easter is forecast tomorrow, not quite 30 k's, but it does get up sea breeze wise at Randwick, so the latter half of the card may be wind affected in that sense. I'm saying that horses get buffeted on the rails in that under that scenario. So whilst Randwick for the last 18 months has been easier to win on the fence in the true position than it ever used to be, I'm suggesting that that's not necessarily the case tomorrow.
So what?
I've grade everyone.
You're looking for middle to wide, are you? Is that the go or not?
Look, I think one off is a perfect position tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nick, have you got a view on that as our resident guest?
Well, I hope that's not the case for race 1 because I can just throw that bet in the bin.
Race 1 is an 1800 metre race, so you've got to bear in mind that whenever you see a distance race, that the inherent bias in the track is not as lethal because they're slow horses and saving ground can be quite handy. We do kick off with the highway, 1800 metres, $1.95 Mate's Story, $5 So It Is, $8.50 Fusan, $9 Time to Rock, out to 14 Cliff, 14 Not Bossy, 16 Royal Villa, and the other 2 are 26 and longer. Now, you'd think that Mate's Story would lead this field. The Racing New South Wales maps have Royal Villa and something else contesting with the Mate's Story 1 out, 1 back.
Is it Cliff or...?
Cliff, yes, although I think there was a change of tactics on Cliff that I've failed to actually get across. Anyway, Cliff stepping up in distance, Mate's Story's on pace, Fusan box seating, So It Is rails midfield, Time to Rock outside it, the other 3 back. Do you like these highways, Nick?
Yeah, I love betting into them. I didn't initially, but I find that they're probably the value bets on the card these days.
Yeah, because if you put in the work and you're full time, you can notice discrepancies in the market that are more dramatic. You know, lower quality races. Everybody's on top of their Saturday Metropolitan stuff. Highway stuff, you can find an angle.
Yeah, I find with Metro Sydney racing, you've got to look in the market a lot and there's not a heap of value. But the highways...
What do you mean there's a heap of value? You just got to look in the market.
Well,
that's the myth. It's like, oh, well, you know, there's no value unless 7 or 8 to 1 chances of winning. Well, there's value actually in the 6 to 4 chances.
Yeah, I guess I probably made the mistake of looking outside the market and trying to go from Melbourne to, I guess, Sydney, and you start to try and figure out when to bet in the market, I guess, and that's how you get the value out of the Metro Sydney, I thought, or better results.
Yeah, when to bet's pretty critical,
massive, isn't it? Because of all the funny stuff that goes on with the manipulation of the prices as well by the big syndications, knowing when to bet is massive. Darren Potter had a good point like last night about like picking off $9 about a horse that jumped to $4 because he knew something which will be up in.
Yes, that's right. We've done a special Racing Rant on tour series. 2 interviews last night with Darren Potter and Tim, Mr. Betfair.
Yeah, Tim Moore Barton.
I know, I tell you what, when he told us his last name, I was like cracking up. It's like, you're British and you got a name like you own a sort of like a country mansion and we're an old Earl of England or something like that.
Yeah, he's a cracker.
Right.
So
Move aside, Tim Brooke Taylor.
Colloquially known as Tim Tall Barton sometimes.
Oh,
he's about 7 foot tall.
Yeah. He is. Had to adjust the seating last night.
All right, so Mate Story Gord, job done against a decent Danny Williams horse the other day, sat outside the lead, put it to it and worried it out of it. Up to 1,800 metres.
We were all talking about this, finding prices about highways. This thing's an absolute fucking Monty. I didn't like the map.
Yeah, you want him to own this
lead.
race, don't you?
Yeah, you want to be aggressive on it, I thought.
Would you think that Jean Van Overmeer will be aggressive from the inside barrier and just own the
Well,
race?
I just know that the horse that Rachel King's on, Royal Villa, obviously raced with success at the distinguished Walker Cup meeting last time. I don't know if you've seen the footage, but Walker, my God, it's about a 1,500 metre track, and so the 1,700 started at the home turn.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll be Keen, so he may have to hand up, and Cliff is drawn outside Royal Villa, so I understand why they've come up with that map. Can anything go wrong here, Gord, apart from, like, I don't know, finding itself in the box seat?
Yeah, we'll see. The thing is, if it leads, it wins.
Yeah.
And I think Jean Valjean is the man for the job.
Yeah, Clever Ride probably wins the race. He should like punch it out,
Yeah,
stack
exactly.
them up, and then get off and going early.
If you're on the best horse by a country mile, don't take risks. Don't go for one out, one back. Don't try and be cute. Own the race. That's what I'm looking to happen. But I mean, what are we pricing it, guys?
Well, I think it'll be $1.80, and it is already better than that. So, I would suggest that shoppers actually take the $1.95.
What are you going?
Yeah, I thought Sowardies was a good run behind it, but it's going to get a long way back.
Not necessarily. Like barrier one at 1,800 metres, they start on a turn, so no one gives their gate one away.
Yeah, I can sort of see like it being maybe 3 or 4 lengths off this horse at probably the 400 metres, and can it reel it in from that awkward slot?
Can it? Well, that's the question we're going to ask you.
Yeah, I think it can.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really?
I think it can, but like I think it's about $5 in the market. I'd let it drift to $7, and if there's any interest late on the fair, I'd entertain a small bet.
Yeah, because
what do you call interest late on the fair? Being a Betfair insider.
Yeah.
Well, you know, a bookmaker actually thought that we could see all of what was going on the exchange, and wouldn't bet me and open up an account. And I sort of said, and I laughed how ridiculous that was. So I can't.
There are agencies that can see.
Well, yeah, we can't see what's going on in there. It would be a massive advantage. I'd really like it. So we just got to figure out, you know, who and why things are drifting like everyone else. But I guess we sort of joke about it in our chat group. There's movements that happen for 48 hours, but the last 5 minutes is where the serious money on Betfair starts to match up.
So you actually don't actually know. So I get information about what particular syndications
you're not supposed to know.
Backing. I'm not supposed to, but I do get that information. But you don't get that.
No, we just try and figure out why they're going off, and we just make assumptions. We think, is Dr. Nick or Kingsley or who is likely to be finding that horse, and then how do we approach the race? And I don't know, you just look for different signals to figure out why a horse is doing something in the market, and then some horses you're happy for them to drift, and other horses you want to see money for them. But it's just trying to figure out how that marries up to that race and that particular horse and what you found within that horse.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you have to have a feel for the race to know to be able to make those calls.
Well, so you're actually saying that Sowardies is going to beat Mate Story?
Well, I reckon it's a good chance.
He's
a price
from Melbourne. He doesn't want to tip the favourite.
It's a price. No, it's just a price. I think it's a racing two, but that
Well,
it's definitely a racing two, but Mate Story. Put the exactor on. Mate Story beats Sowardies. They're the only two chances.
I will say that there's a horse here called Not Bossy that did catch my eye. She won a shitty Sapphire Coast Maiden last start, but relatively lightly raced. Has got potential to have last crack here. The only thing I can see wrong with Mate Story is his 3 wins are 1,500. I know that he's been to 19 and went okay, but it just seems odd that his 3 wins are at 1,500.
Yep.
Race 2. 1,100 metre Piero, and what an interesting race this is. $3.10 Legend of Condor, $5 Celtic, $6 Santos, $7.50 Stunts, $8 Tchaikovsky, the $1.3 million yearling, $8.50 Irish Bet, who won the English race in December, and then we're out to $14 Toulouse, $21 the last up winner, spelled Perfect Pitch, long odds the unraced 2 there, Lucky Champion and Mandalong Tappet. Speed here, well, Legend of Condor seems obvious. The 8 racing as well suggest that Lucky Champion's got speed, and they have Tchaikovsky sitting 3rd, Celtic and Irish Bet next best. I would have thought that Santos, being from the Gaybot yard, would be prominent. I know that he's...
No, yeah, 2 short trials as well. Like it's,
2 short trials. Well, what's going on with the 2 short trials, Gord?
What's going on with Waterhouse these days and all this?
Yeah, lots of stables are doing it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't like it. You know? Like I'm massive in trialling at a distance close to where you resume. But anyway.
Okay, well, I believe that you found a trialer at a distance very close to this distance and very recent as well, Gord.
Fucking hell. This is just like the bet of the day, guys. Tchaikovsky, number 9. It's the right stable.
Right, so you're already warming up for a big day for Glenn Schofield. I can see this.
Oh, man.
You know, like Glenn has...
Fucking hell. It's dangerous. Seriously, it's Glenn Schofield barrier 2. Like, 2 things.
It's actually it's actually barrier 1 because...
We don't want to be on the fence, do we?
No, this is my whole point. Like, I just think this is the best bet ever at $8 and...
It is actually barrier 1 because the Hawks horse down the bottom is scratched.
Man, if you have a look at that last trial, it was absolutely awesome, man. Like, he is necking the thing the whole time. It jumps well, he necks it, he's just tight hold the whole time. He's trying not to win the trial, and the horse has that much bloody spring about it that it still gets the job done and wins the trial. And that's a Snowden trial.
Yeah.
He doesn't normally, you know what I mean, they're quite hidden, the Snowden trials. Man, I think it could be a serious horse. Mark is the one that actually informed me about what an expensive yearling it was as well, so... It's obviously...
Sale mailed your friend.
Sale mail's your friend.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Look, you know what?
I don't like
the sale mail, I reckon it's garbage.
There's a lot of other sort of like little bits that interest me here, like Legend of Condor has actually never been beaten in a trial or a race, so obviously it has to have a chance. Santos, I like the trials, but I'm not going to entertain 2 short course trials into a race, even though I think it has a bit of ability, but I think it might be suited over a longer distance. Even Toulouse, the David Payne horse, trialled pretty well. So there's lots of little snippets, everyone. But I just, that trial is
you floated your boat, didn't it?
I got super excited. I made you watch it.
Yeah. I already knew about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Nick, what are you saying about these babies?
Yeah, I've got like best trialer Tchaikovsky.
Wow.
I think Legend of Condor, the market's probably going to come heavily for it. I think it's about $3 in the market. I think they think it's going to be a slipper horse or something like that, but want to go close here.
Could be a good test for the track Legend of Condor if he's going to be that well fancied.
Yeah.
You know where he's going to be. He's going to be leading on the inside.
Yeah, he'll look the winner like for a very long way.
Oh, you've picked up all those phrases.
Oh,
no, look, I
this is racing.com.
I think so. Well, you can sort of trade out in play. Like, you probably crack
yes.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Only on Betfair.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think that's the danger. They're the only 2 horses.
Anything else to say?
It stunts. Hasn't really done anything on the clock yet, but it might be an okay horse, the Godolphin horse.
Yeah, what's the hippo booking seems a little bit curious.
Yeah, don't know where it gets to.
And of course, this Portelli horse still has a big boom on it. It was back in the the crawling race at Rose Hill. Ty England has connections with some of the other horses and is still on Exceltic. I want another look at him, I suppose. I'm not really convinced that Gary Portelli, just because he trains a slipper winner, is suddenly like the go-to trainer. Yeah, well, what can I say? I think you guys have covered it pretty well. Tchaikovsky's the interesting runner. Legend Condor is the horse to get through.
This, yeah.
Race 3, 2,000 metres, and we've lost our favourite. High Opinion has come out. So $3.50 in favourite, Emperor's Way. $5 Zorkan, good old Zorkan, he's always at $5. $5.50 Vaucluse Bay, $8.50 Sizzling Bullet, $9 Almost Caught, the leader. $10 El Novio, $12 Ready for Success, $13 The Bandit, $15 More Energy. So that's quite a dense market there. The leader is Almost Caught, who's the Barbara Joseph ex-Kiwi that was pretty plain at his only Sydney run. Vaucluse Bay will be very handy tomorrow after getting caught going back the other day. Ready for Success, stepping up in distance, won't be far away as well, leaving Sizzling Bullet next best and either Zorkan or Emperor's Way. Any excitement here? Gord's gone to sleep. $33, no bet there.
Race.
What do you mean it's a terrible race?
Well, none of these horses are going anywhere in their life.
I'd so agree.
Yeah,
You
wanted a lay, and I think Emperor's Way looks like a good lay. It's drawn inside. Hopefully, over the 2,000 metres, that's a negative for it. The Get on the Grange form looked average when it went to Brisbane. It got smashed up there.
Interesting line there.
Yeah, so I didn't like that. Zorkin was really good first up this prep, I thought, and it's sort
Wasn't
of
he good
gone
first
missing.
up in Melbourne last time as well?
Yeah.
Could he be a fresh horse?
Well, he said 27 days. Got 27 days between runs now.
You're getting people waiting.
But like $5.
Oh, you need to take a photo. Oh, God, look.
Yeah.
Oh, social
embarrassing,
media.
isn't it? It's embarrassing. It's not-
Oh.
yeah,
you
so
go.
I
I
don't
can
know.
send you a
He
happy
seems to have the
snap.
right platform, Zorkin, but he's gone missing for 27 days. It's the only possible bet you could have, but I couldn't take $5.
Do you know
No,
what?
I think it'll be a bit
get
longer.
involved in these races, but it's one thing I've really been looking for in distance races lately, and that is your first up run over the unsuitable distance actually doing something.
Yeah.
And that definitely ticks the box, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which horse?
I stamped it as a one variable betting scenario.
How many chances are you going to give it? So you're
I
saying
agree.
ran well over the unsuitable mile? Is that what you're saying?
First up over 1,600 metres.
Yeah. So
if you do something decent, it shows
right,
to me you're
what do you get?
back
3
and
chances
you've got a
or
little
4
bit of form.
chances or 6 chances?
Well,
How
no.
many chances do you get?
Well, when you get into distance races, as you say, Mark, you want to get the distance in your legs, Mr. Bart Cummings over there. It does. I didn't spot it before Nick mentioned it. So,
Okay, all right. So you've had a
I didn't even do the
you've had a
race.
freshen up on the race.
You know
It's a bad
what I wrote at the top? 33.
Oh, Jesus, you are
$33.
greedy.
Yeah, I reckon.
$33 means that I'm not betting in the race.
I think
I hate the race.
Emperor's Way will be opposed in this race because he's probably used his marbles. Having said that, I've marked in the 5-2 favourite, so I'm sort of stuck. But to me, that horse had something more to offer after Randwick, which he used then to run down, get on the Grange from a difficult position.
Yeah.
And now he's played his cards. But where do you look? The Bandit seems a horse that's got some scope to me. He jumped and put himself on the pace the other day. Just seemed the only suggestion that I could make. Vaucluse Bay is racing consistently and will relish being up on the speed tomorrow. Zorkan looks the other chance. Race 4, the Southern Cross. Generally full of...
Sorry, Nick, you've got Zorkan on top there?
I wrote hate the race in big capital letters.
Okay.
But how do you take... I was like, Mark, how do you take $5 about a horse that's let you down so many times?
Yeah, okay.
But it's just like Waller Fresh. It's probably now or never.
we won't start singing, will we? Right, so the interesting thing about this Southern Cross Race 4 is that there is one 5-year-old in the race. So it's the pensioners race, the $150,000 Group 3, where you've got Deploy being the 5-year-old, the rest are 6-year-old geldings and over. Supreme Effort going to Brisbane. The map is Oxford Poet going forward. Certainly agree with that. Dothraki will be right on speed. Obviously Deploy will be hard on the speed, and Boss Lane looks your other on-pace runner in the race. So not slow, just an average pace. Obviously a number of resumers here, so we'll go straight to Gord.
Oh man, I'm definitely betting in the race. I'm back at number 1, Clearly Innocent. You know, when you like, the trials are never fantastic with this horse. It's irrelevant. First up, last preparation, it comes third to In Her Time and English.
Yeah, fair.
But after doing a nothing,
So it got beaten up by the girls.
but a nothing 800-metre trial. Now it's actually had a nothing 845-metre trial. 45 metres. That's enough to get it done in this race. I don't know why. Seriously, Deploy was a horse that I spotted very early on in his career, and I have actually not made enough money out of it. Hello to Deploy footballs out there as well. Best footballs in Australia or the world. Buy some, Google it, they're awesome. I was part of actually designing the football.
Cash for comment.
That's a one. Bigger one going than last night.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't give the market there. It's actually $2.90, $2.90 in favourite Deploy, $4.60 Clearly Innocent, $5.50 Kaepernick, $6 Dothraki, loves the winning post, $9.50 Boss Lane, $15 Duke of Valentinois, long odds the bottom 2. So what are you saying about Deploy here, Gord?
I wanted to see more in the trial. I like the fact that it was in that Red Zell trial.
It was a very hot trial.
Yeah, there's some good trials in that.
You know, Alizé
Red
trial
Zell
particularly
is like
poorly.
a fucking moral in Melbourne tomorrow.
We'll go to our Melbourne man, the Lightning Stakes tomorrow. Red Zell, I think Darren indicated
I think
it
it'll
might
drift.
be might be in the right part of the track?
Yeah, 9, I think it's drawn. Yeah, I think it'll drift, and I saw Dan O'Sullivan's preview for us, found on the Betfair Hub. But I think it'd be 220 or something like that. So if you want to back it, I'd wait. But
right.
so we'll talk about that race later if you like.
All right.
Yeah. We'll stick to the script, will we?
Gee, you're bossy, aren't you?
I tell you what, seriously.
Well, I've got things to do this afternoon. I've got stuff to do. I don't know about you guys.
All right. Okay. So what are you saying about this Southern Cross then, Nick?
I think they want to be aggressive on deploy. A little bit worried first up with that though. I thought the trial was okay, but that's the only thing that worries me. Like, I think they need to punch it out and go pretty quick here to win the race. I could probably see the market coming for it, like into 280 into sort of 240 or something like that. Could be a bit of a risk.
Because what it says is what a punter's seizing on the fact that it's an on-pace runner.
Yep. Well, and then as you said, you go through some of these horses. As you said, it's a lot of older horses. Where's improvement from other runners? They've sort of nearly all got to their top. Who are these genuine 1200 metre horses? I sort of went looking for Kaepernick, and when you start
why
doing
why did you go looking for Kaepernick? Well, the market's looked for him. So
there's 5. Yeah. Just because there's not many 1200 metres horses in the race, I thought Clearly Innocent might need.
But he's an 1100 metre horse, Kaepernick.
But he's got a big finish.
He started longer than Dothraki the other day.
I think the point is that
it's a bad race.
The ploy will stay solid in the market just because of the lack of competition.
All right, so talk to me about, say, Boss Lane. Is it because he's had 2 runs back in a trial in the meantime? Because for a wet tracker, he seems particularly hard in the market on a fast track.
There's just not much there.
Yeah, I would have said it's a 2-horse race, the top 2. I mean, Clearly Innocent is still striving for that non-highway win in Sydney. Look, he gets his chance tomorrow. Deploy is the obvious horse that he has to get through. And, the others are just making up the numbers. They're hopes, but they're sort of, they're knockouts.
Do you think Clearly Innocent will get heavily back?
No, because of Matt.
Yeah, so it's sort of where else is the money going to go then?
Well, the thing is, they might do like we've just done there and just say there's 2 chances here.
Yeah.
One maps well, the other doesn't. So there could be money for Clearly Innocent because I think it is the only danger.
Yeah.
But I'd say it'd be late.
There'll have to be money for Dothraki. I know he hates the winning post, but he's there. He's up and running. A small, short break back from the Gold Coast. He's lurking.
God.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Only beat Ice Rich by 0.2. But let's face it, Ice Rich form has actually been reasonably solid, hasn't it?
Okay, race 5, the benchmark 86, 1600 metres. We have lost Cara Bali, who's running tonight at Canterbury. And it reads $3.80 the Pinnacle, $4.80 stablemate Prometheus, $6.50 Malays, $7.50 King Darcy, $9.50 Pelathronius. And then we're out to 13 Nat King Coup, 14 the wildcard Birdie Beck, $16 Tarsin, and Quick Defence is rough, as is the Getaway. Honestly run race, this one. I think ratings to win only had an average run race, but I see horses that need to get there. Nat King Coup,
Darcy.
King Darcy and Tarsin, who's drawn out deep. Prometheus posies up from the inside draw. Pelothonius raced handy the other day, so I guess up to the mile he's just off the speed. Malays and the Pinnacle getting what looks to be the right run midfield. Gord, you're a big Pinnacle fan first up. Where are we going with her tomorrow?
I think wins this race. I'm not super excited about betting in it.
Hang on, you just said something wins this race.
I think
it's $3.80 and you're going, I'm not that excited.
Well, it's kind of like, we were talking about it before about buy C. I loved it. First up, had a good result, was a definite bet for me, and then it's obviously won that race where it looked like a one-y, looked like the only chance in the race, but I didn't want to bet in the race. So I got a similar feel about this race.
What about 21 days or 3 weeks between the runs? Is that
Snowden
ideal? 21 second up?
Snowden can do anything.
1600?
No, but seriously, with other trainers,
you're potting it.
It's just well found in the market. I just slight query over.
So okay, let's not look at the market. So
But I tell you, find value. You just got to.
But
it's all got to come back to price. For me,
you go the Pinnacle. Here's my assessment of its chances, and then you go look at the market. And go, oh, I'm disappointed in that price, or I think that's a great price.
Yeah. Well, so I looked at the race. I always try and do the race before I look at the market, unless I've accidentally seen it for some other reason.
Which is easy to do.
Yeah. The horse that sort of jumped out to me and sort of surprised me from a price perspective was that Berderback off the trial. I loved its trial at 14.
All right, so you're into
chance.
the wild card here.
Well,
you know,
there's two horses like right in the market. That Prometheus, but it's going to be buried fence, and I think from 480 it has to drift. Pinnacle's sort of the favourite and the horse that everyone will find, and then Berderback's sort of the joker in the pack for me. It looked good to me, to my eye.
I'm going to bet in the race because I think obvious the Pinnacle.
Yeah.
And the knockout hope is number 3 Burback.
God, I could have just dispensed with one of you today.
Yeah, how do we keep
well, we don't have bloody Owen on there just agreeing with you all the time now.
It looks like a meeting for the trial firms. Like and this time of the year,
it was hidden that trial too, and I like the fact that it actually ran in like proper races overseas as well.
All right, I've tried very hard to screw down the Pinnacle because it's the only horse that I think is likeable in this race. I've marked it 380. It is 380. I suppose that's where we're sitting. I've been hard on King Darcy, who I think is has used up all his chances. Pelothronius interests me because he raced outside the lead the other day, but he was beaten too early and too far. Malaise has had 2 runs down in Melbourne, so good night, Nurse. Net King Koo is an honest horse, but not quite a Saturday horse. Prometheus, Barrier 1 Winona, it doesn't, like, it has to be there, but that's the way I'm seeing it. That's the end of part 1. We'll be back for the quaddie legs at Randwick, a very brief look at Flemington, and a recap of Port Macquarie in part 2.
Jesus.
See you then. Is that all right?